Last up. Does anyone on the floor have something to say while I'm killing time? Okay, how about Greg? I believe you can go down both sides of the line there. Reliable gullage to get the chicken out with his assistant Leo Moore, and then Curtis Bryant come in on the end. And don't forget the ladies that brought all that sweetness stuff that we really don't know what's needed. Yeah, I think Curtis. Curtis, you want twice? Thank you twice. Most people, I think, that when they come to something like this, they're thinking somebody waves their hand and it just happens. Well, it don't. After staying up all night last night, I found out today. But without any further ado, I think our people from Boyd State to get up and say a few words, tell us a little bit about it. Get them used to standing up on the microphone. One of them might be a politician one of these days. If y'all don't have any way to go, huh? Girls first. Oh, somebody has to leave? Okay. Y'all got off the hook, but in the past, y'all always wanted the boys to go first, where the girls could quit being so shy.
At this time, we will ask our chairman of Girls State, Martha Kate Phillips, if she will come forward, please. Ms. Phillips has done a great job with the Girls State program.
When you don't have any children of your own, you go out and borrow some from somebody else. So it is a joy to work with Girls State and work with these girls, but I've had plenty of help with auxiliaries backing me up to do it. You might wonder how these girls are selected. We go to the high schools, and there is an application blank that they must fill out, telling us several things about them, and they also have to write an essay, why they would like, or just a short page of why they would like to attend Girls State. And you'd be surprised what some of these girls say on why they would like to attend Girls State. You might wonder, what is Girls State? What's it all about? These girls are going to tell you, but I'm going to tell you just a little bit that, well, I think that they won't include right here, but it is a opportunity for them to learn about citizenship and about Americanism. It's not a plaything. Now, they have plenty of fun, that's true, but it's not play. They are preparing themselves to be better citizens for tomorrow. And they'll tell you in some of the ways that they learn how to be a better citizen for tomorrow. We had 3 girls to go from Calhoun City, Unit number 50, and they were first, I think I'm naming the order right here, which is on the pier, Janie Sprayberry, and we're happy to have her mother, Janie Marie Sprayberry, with us tonight. Janie Marie, let you stand up right there. Gwen Sprayberry. You get up here and your mind sets down sometimes, so I'll let you be coming on up right here. And Christy Goodson, and her mother's with them, is Colleen Goodson. So we're glad to have Colleen. We had the 3rd girl to go, Celeste Farmer, daughter of Dr. and Ms. Guy Farmer. But, you know, we've got a band here, and she's going to be out of town Thursday, and they've got something coming up, and they have to be there 3 nights out of the week. And so she just could not miss tonight. And we are proud of our band. We are proud that she participate in the band and have a part there, because she felt her responsibility on this. I felt sorry for her this afternoon when she called, but she felt her responsibility to come here, and she did appreciate the opportunity to represent the auxiliaries. And she asked me to express this to you. And so at this time, we're going to hear from these girls from left to right. I said Jane, Gwen wants to go first, and then Christy right behind her.
First of all, I'd like to thank all the members of the Women auxiliary for our chance, our community is going, because it was really an educational and fun experience. We really had a good time. And I didn't really know much about government, but now I do. They drilled it in our heads by the end of the week. But we really had a good time. And the way we learned is we had our own government system, and we were split up into two parties, the Nationalists and Federalists. And we ran officers, and we had elections and debates, and we learned about it that way. But me and Christy and Celeste, we were three. We were in the Glee Club, and we had a choice between that or working on the alley system. The paper we had, Christy's going to show it to you in a minute. But we chose the Glee Club. We got the easy way out. But we performed 2 different times. And but we really had a good time, and we really want to thank y'all because it really helped us a lot. We learned a lot about the government. Thank you. I'd like to thank everybody that helped send us down there. We really had a fun time. It was tough, but it was an experience I wouldn't trade for anything in the world. And Gwen told you something about the government and our offices. And I think Gwen was sheriff. No. I was city attorney. And I ran for state commissioner of agriculture and was defeated. But I told them that I was from one of the best places in Mississippi. I was from Calhoun County, the sweet potato capital of the world. And so I went around with the nickname Sweet Tater for the rest of the week. We had a choice to get on Alagista, and it was the paper that we had there. And they published the pictures of the governor. Our governor was Dickie Patterson. She was from on the coast. She was from Biloxi, Mississippi, and she was a very sweet girl. And we really had a lot of fun. But it's tough. We had to get up at 5:30 every morning. We got up at 7 every morning and staggered into the hall. But the rest of us that were on time got up at 5:30. And we didn't get to sleep till late, 11 or 12 every night, which is probably not late now that we were out in squares at that time. But it was late, and we had speakers come from Parchment, and that was pretty interesting. We had we had speakers come from all over. We had Bill Lane come. We got to meet him, and we were on television every night of the week. So I imagine people in Jackson were kind of getting sick of seeing girl staters run around. And I wanted to show you our visor. This is Gwen's got one too. Gwen was a Federalist, and I was a Nationalist. No, nationalist. This is kind of like the Democrats and Republicans. And the Nationalists got to wear a yellow visor, and Feds got to wear blue. But we all had a little song that we sang, and all the girls that were in our town or just in our city, that is the truth. We did survive, barely, but we survived. We were both in Lambright City. All 3 of the girls that were best were in Lambright City in Roberts County. And they weren't supposed to put us in the same county or city or whatever, but somehow or another we got put in there. So that was good, because we were all scared to death when we first got down there. But we got the girls to sign and put their dresses on, and they also signed our Alagista. And I can speak for Gwen too, that the girls that we met and all the friends that we made, we can go almost anywhere in the state and find somebody that we knew from Girl State, which is, really neat. And I run into people that I've met all along, and they'll look at me funny and say, "Weren't you at Girl State?" And so it's a lot of fun that we got to go, and we made some good friends that will last forever and ever. We meet them in college when we go, and it's nice having somebody that you can, say, "Well, I knew her at Girl State." But I'd like to thank you all for letting us go. We had a good time. Thank you.
This sounds just real good, because when I was talking to him about the report, I said, "Now, Ted, anything that you liked about Girl State, tell anything that you didn't like about Girls State or anything that you want improved. So you know they didn't say a thing in this world that they disliked, and they didn't say a thing in this world that they wanted to improve. So that speaks mighty well for Girls State, and we are proud of the three that attended. Thank you.
Gwen, would you please come back up here? In our foreign relations program this year, we had a dressmaking contest for our junior girls. And Unit 50, Kansas City won first place at state convention in Tupelo. And the award goes to Gwen Sprayberry. I wish that you could have seen the doll. It was beautiful, but it's on its way to Salt Lake City, Utah to be judged at the National Convention in September. Thank you.
Well, I guess it's hard for our boys from the American Legion boys team now. It's always hard to follow a good program. But, boys, you've got to give it a good shot. Which one is you going to be first? Little Dot, huh?
First, I just... No, first, I just like to start like they did and just saying we had a terrific time. I'm sure they talked for all of us that we did meet a bunch of friends. And their governor, like she said, it was nice. I didn't meet it. But I really enjoyed it. You know, like I was at Tupelo the other day and I met a girl. I met a girl that hadn't met a boys. But we had a great time. We met a lot of people. It's kind of hard to wrap all this up in a little time. It's a whole week of activities. So we kind of divided up. And I'm going to talk a little about the sports and how it got started. And then Jeffrey's going to come and talk about the government officials that came and spoke to us. Scott was supposed to be here, but he's not here. So Joey's going to come and tell about the trip to Jackson that he took and about Parkland Band coming. And then David's going to wrap things up with talking about the House of Representatives and parliamentary procedure and close, I guess. Now, first, what Boyd State is, somebody might know, it's the imaginary 51st state that is run by us and the boys. And it's about 400 boys, I say youth. There's 400 of us, young men. There's 400 young men. It's divided up into 12 different cities. And each city has about 30, 35 people. And after we registered, they told us what dorm and everything that we live in. We got divided up into cities. There we elected our city officials. And I got elected to city commissioner. And then we go on and elect state officials, and that's kind of a drag because they have a rule that you don't close the floor. And you nominate probably 50 people from one office. You got to listen to all of them speak, and then you got to narrow them down. So that's a long-term process. That lasted through about Sunday. And then Sunday evening sports got everything excited there. You know, everybody was running around. They had basketball, baseball, volleyball, and tennis. Our city was tennis. We had our best sport was tennis. I don't know if that's because me and Jeffrey played it together or not. We kind of outstanding in that sport. No. he dares. No. The sports, we played all week. The sports, they had us fight up city against city in competition. And then at the end of the week, we had an all-star team which played our city advisors and senior staff. And one of the main rules about that was they usually win. Because if they didn't win, they got upset and it made it hard on us. They found ways to cheat about every sport. So the men of baseball, they had outfield fly rules. You know, if we hit one outfield, we're out. And volleyball was about the same way. But we enjoyed it though. The only thing that was hard on the cheat end was really the volleyball. I think we won that, I'm not sure. We wasn't like they did. We didn't have to get up that early. We got up at 7, I believe, or 6:30. They had to be in formation at 7 o'clock. We had to line up in formation. They got out of that. We didn't have to line up in formation. We had to yell for our food and scream for our food. And it wasn't too much to yell for. It's bad when you have to yell for food. I wouldn't mind yelling for the night. It was bad, though. Well, we had to be in bed at 10 o'clock, so that's part of it. No, I really enjoyed it. I just like to say thanks for seeing me. I learned a lot. Like Gwen said, I didn't know much when I went up there. I think she taught it to us. And I think most of us have all seen, we got letters of recognition sent in, and we're going to try to go back next year and be city advisors.
During our week at Boise State, we had the privilege to hear from different state officials and learn about their jobs and government. And it was, we heard from the former Governor William Winter and Terrell Stubbs, Dan Cochran, and Wayne Dowdy and Bill Cole, and of course Governor Bill Lane. And they told us, their jobs and what they mainly did. And when they got through, we were allowed to ask questions. And when the governor came up there, anyway, they told us not to ask one question, but we all wanted to. But didn't none of us want to wear shorts to the thing because we were afraid to look at our legs or something. So the main question that asked to each speaker was the salt numbers of Perry County and the teachers' pay raise and the drinking age being raised. And one of the favorite speakers on the drinking age was Terrell Stubbs when he said that if his son wanted to have his first beer, he was going to be right there beside him whether he was 14 or 18. And another favorite speaker was Pete Collins, and I've known some of y'all have had the privilege to hear him speak. He's a real fine speaker. And when we had to ask him a question, there was one person from Western Mississippi, Paul Martin. I mean, some speakers were better than others, but at each thing he stood up with a little pad and a pencil and was going to ask all kind of questions. And we all kind of got tired of him, so when he stood up, we'd all holler out, Paul Martin from Western Mississippi. So get him out of the way. And it was a real privilege to go to Boise State, and I want to thank the American Legion and Rotary Club and the others that sponsored us. And like Kevin and Christy, man, we have a lot of memories and a lot of new friends all over the state of Mississippi. And we'll cherish the good times and try to forget the bad. Thank you.
I'm going to tell y'all about our trip to Jackson because I was the last to know what we were going to speak about, and that's the only thing that was left. Tuesday morning, after we had elected all our officials and everything, we loaded, I think it was 10 chartered buses and went to Jackson. And our first stop was the Mississippi Agricultural and Forestry Museum, where they have all the agricultural equipment and all that dated back to when we first became a state. They were in the process of building an entire city that was a replica of 1920s city. And from there, we went to the Capitol, and we had the swearing in of all our state, city, county, and district officials. We did that all at one time. We swore in 400 people at one time. And we toured the Capitol for about 2 hours. Then we walked across town to the old Capitol and the War Memorial Building. where we ate lunch, we had $900 worth of McDonald's hamburgers. And after lunch, we went into the auditorium in the War Memorial Building, and we listened to Senator Thad Cochran. And from there, we toured the different offices that we were elected to, such as we toured City Hall, the police station, the governor's mansion. From there, we returned to campus. And our other trip was Wednesday, and I think I can speak for everybody. After a week of all that bad food that we ate on campus, the American Legion fish fry was the best meal we had all day. And we listened to the Parchment Band, and they were really good. Everyone loved them. And I would like to thank all of y'all for sending us. We really enjoyed it. Thank you.
I was elected while I was at Boise State to the House of Representatives. I was elected from the Federalist Party in the House. In the House, we heard bills and tried to pass them while we were there. The bills were written by members out of Boise State. It really surprised me, the subject of the bills. I didn't expect such deep bill. I don't know what I'm trying to say here. They really got into it because one of them, it was on the psychological testing of employees, and they wanted to try to prevent employers from giving psychological tests to their employees for reason of firing. And the debate went on to this for about an hour and a half. It got kind of tiring, but it was kind of interesting because to think that young people in our state were this involved in government and were wanting to learn more. Some of the other bills that were presented to the House were, there was one to raise the drinking age and one to lower it. There was one to raise the driver's license age and one to lower it. There was also another one to require that each person who graduated high school be certified in CPR. I personally was in favor of this bill because I feel it's important for each one to know CPR because it can save lives in our society today. I think many people die today where they might have been saved if somebody else knew CPR that was there. There was many other bills presented. We didn't really have a lot of time to pass many bills because we only met for 3 times. And each time was about an hour and a half. And when the debates go on as long as some of them did, that really didn't leave much time to go on to other things. One of the biggest things that I learned while I was there was parliamentary procedure. I was not familiar with parliamentary procedure when I went, but I'm fairly familiar with it now. Some of the other representatives knew parliamentary procedure really well, and they could really get things pushed in the House that they wanted to get pushed through. And that really encouraged those of us who didn't know parliamentary procedure to get familiar with it because we had certain things that we were in favor of that we wanted to pass, and we couldn't do it because we didn't know parliamentary procedure. But after we learned, we could get some things passed. I learned that being a representative is really frustrating because of this. You can't always get everything you want to. You have to compromise on a lot of things. I really learned a lot. I want to thank each one of you for helping send us. I think I speak for everyone that went to Boise State and Girls State, and saying that we'll cherish this experience for the rest of our lives. Will be something we always remember. Thank you.
Thank all of you for your kind remarks. But after sitting there listening and being down there Wednesday, fish fry and getting my part of that fish too, along with a couple others from here. You talked about the Parchment Band, but you didn't talk about all of it that went on there. It's the Go-Go Girls that y'all was all interested in instead of the music, huh? You don't tell everything that happens, do you? And also, a couple of you expressed your wish to go back as a counselor. It's going to take a little effort on your part. You're going to have to write us a resume on your qualifications and why you want to go back. And I'd like to see you all go back, because now it's time for us to start selecting our next year's candidates. And we're going to need your help in doing this. Our American Legion post couldn't have sent as many boys this year if we hadn't had the outside help that we had from the Rotary Club, from the Lions Club, from the Federal Legion there, and from the co-op. Right now, I think it might be nice to ask Susan if she has anything she wants to say. I can lower it down low enough for you. This is the first time, I guess, unless it was years ago, this is the first time this year that the Post 50 awarded American Legion School Award to a boy and a girl finishing senior. I don't know if they'd done it in the past. They hadn't the few years that I've been back here, so if it has, it's been some years ago. Edward Jr., would you like to have something to say about winning?
Corinne McKibben was our chairman for our President's Special Project. And I received a phone call about 30 minutes before I got here that she was sick. So she went into 3 different schools, Vardaman, Calumet City, and Bruce, and left 10 applications at each school. For this project, they had to be a veteran's child, and their grades had to be outstanding, and they had to write a 500-word essay on what education means to me. And I think there were 4 in the state of Mississippi that got these scholarships, and we are so proud that one of our junior girls at Calumet City received one of them. And at this time, I would ask Shannon Fox if she would please come forward. Oh, by the way, Corinne is the proud grandmother of this sweet girl coming up here. Shannon, it gives me great privilege to present this to you. Okay, the scholarship was $592.52.
This time, I'd like to pay a little respect or I would think gratitude for the different organizations that helped us with Boys State this year. And if Dr. Kate from the Rotary Club, please come forward and have a little certificate for you. As the past president of the Rotary Club, and I know the past years, y'all have supported us and helped us sponsor boys to Boys State. I felt it on fitting this year that we give the Kellum City Rotary Club this citation of appreciation for their support.
It's our pleasure to help in sponsoring these fine young people as they participate in Boys State.
The other one we have, the past president wasn't available, he was out of town, so I asked the president of the Kellum City Lions Club to come forward. Billy Hick, would you come forward and receive an award for the Lions Club for their help this year? This is the first time we've had the Lions Club, and they came through with flying colors. The Rotary Club had a couple of years on it, but I think I got influence now. It takes all of us. Now, the other two people that helped us support them this year wasn't here. One of them was the Calhoun County Co-op. I don't believe Henry Green made it. But one night I was up here begging people on suggestion on how that we could send 5 or 6 boys to Boys State. And it so happened that we had a Legionnaire